Welcome back to Insights Delivered, brought to you by HRDelivered. Today we're really diving into, well, maybe the biggest hurdle for growing businesses. Finding great health insurance you can actually afford without, dreading that renewal letter every single year.
Exactly. That's the mission. We're looking at how the HR-delivered master medical plan works. The idea is it gives smaller companies access to those, let's call them Fortune 500 level benefits, richer plans, more stability, but without that massive price tag.
Okay, so let's get into the structure. What makes this plan fundamentally different from just going out on the open market? You mentioned exclusivity.
Right. The key really is the PEO model. Now, for listeners maybe not deep in HR, PEO is Professional Employer Organization. Our master medical plan, it's fully insured, sure, but, and this is crucial, it's only for businesses that join us as PEO clients. Why? Because the whole plan sits under our Central Employer Identification Number, our EIN. You can't get it through a broker. You can't find it anywhere else, only through us.
Got it. So pooling thousands of employees under one EIN, that obviously changes how the insurance carriers look at the risk, right? But doesn't that create a different problem? Like, what if one company in that pool has some really huge, unexpected claims? Doesn't that risk destabilizing things for everyone else who's part of it?
That's a really important question, and that's where this concept of shared risk comes in. Because we, HR-delivered, are the master policyholder, we actually share in the financial risk of those really large claims. It fundamentally shields the individual small business from that volatility you see all the time on the open market, where one bad year can mean a massive rate hike.
Okay, so that shared risk tied to the PEO structure is the mechanism.
Exactly. And that directly leads to the financial benefit. We see premiums often 8% to maybe even 25% lower than what you'd find for a similar plan on the open market. So think about it. A small company, maybe just 10 employees, suddenly gets the stability and, frankly, the purchasing power advantages of a much, much larger organization.
That cost saving is significant. But let's talk coverage, too. It's often not just about cost, but about attracting talent with really good benefits.
Precisely. And the coverage is comprehensive because of what we call integrated ancillary benefits. So it's
Right.
not just the health insurance piece. We bundle in dental, vision, even disability coverage, often through great national partners like Lincoln. And because it's all tied back to that same core EIN structure, it gets that same stability advantage.
Okay, lower costs, richer benefits, that's a powerful combo. But stability is key. Small business owners hate those renewal surprises. If the rates start lower, how does HR-delivered make sure they stay stable? How do you avoid that sudden, unexpected spike at renewal time?
Right, and this is where our approach, our smart risk management, really differs from, say, a traditional broker model. A typical broker might look at claims data maybe once a year, right before renewal.
hmm
We use real-time claims monitoring. We're looking at that claims data every 60 days.
Every 60 days.
Yeah. It means we can see potential cost drivers emerging. Maybe a trend in using certain specialty drugs, for example, way before they become a big renewal problem months later. And more than that, if one of our client companies has an employee managing a chronic or particularly high-cost condition, we step in with condition management support. We help manage those situations effectively. It protects the overall pool's rates, keeps things stable for everyone, but importantly, without ever compromising the care that person receives.
So it's proactive.
Very proactive. We call it year-round renewal planning. It's not a once-a-year scramble. It's ongoing oversight, constant communication, no more annual sticker shock.
Okay, let's boil this down for everyone listening. What are the big takeaways here, stemming directly from this unique PEO structure? I'm hearing two main things. One, you get access to much richer coverage, the kind usually reserved for huge companies backed by names like Aetna, Anthem, Florida Blue. And two, perhaps just as crucial, you get improved cash flow stability. You can actually budget for benefits. Plus, that helps massively with attracting and keeping top talent, right? Because the benefits are consistently strong.
That's it, exactly. The structure we use, this PEO model with shared risk, it's something traditional brokers just operating out on the open market, they simply can't replicate it. Which leads me to a final thought, something for you to maybe mull over. What does it really mean for your business to shift from just buying an insurance policy each year, where you basically shoulder most of the risk yourself, to becoming part of a large managed pool where the provider, where we share in that risk? Think about the power dynamic that shifts. How does that change your ability to manage not just your costs, but also your ability to compete for the best people?